Hey, what's going on to all my gaming addicts and gameaholics? Welcome back to the Gamers Anonymous Podcast, a show all about gaming and other related news to give you that fix to ease your gaming itch. This is episode number 53, and today is September 25th, 2022. Of course, I'm your host, Trey Turpin, and in this episode, we're going to discuss. I know it's been a minute since we've done a podcast. You already know life throws you all kinds of crazy things. And plus, I've been busy, doing military things. So it's been taking me away from doing this hobby that I enjoy doing, just talking about video games. But pretty much we're going to catch up with all the gaming related news that actually happened these past couple weeks, which is going to be, of course, the big one, GTA 6 getting leaked, Assassin's Creed Showcase, the Nintendo Direct. There was a state of play in September, and also Xbox was there for Tokyo Game Show. And then, of course, we got to talk about the beef that's going between Xbox and PlayStation right now for Call of Duty. And if you didn't know, there's a new handheld cloud gaming handheld by Logitech called Logitech G Cloud, and a bunch more that we're going to cover in this episode. And of course, to help me cover it, as always, I'm here with my brother Shane Turpin. What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro? I'm glad to be back, man. It's been a little minute, man. Had a little hiatus, but I'm
Oh
glad to
yeah,
see it
yeah.
doing it once again. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, yeah. You already know, man. We coming at you. Hopefully, this is you guys are catching up as well. So this will all be freshly new to you guys. If not, hopefully you're here to hear what we have to say about all the gaming news that's been happening here lately. But yeah, man, as you already know, before we get started, we like to talk about what we've been playing, get you guys caught up on what we've been playing these past few weeks. So Shane, what you been up to? What games you been playing?
Oh man, Whew. I've been playing a lot of different games, man. I haven't had much free time to be honest, but I've been getting my gaming in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's first say what did I do? Did I? I've been playing a little bit of that Hellblade. I've been going back trying to re-get some of the things I missed, trying to 100% of whatever completed or whatever. What
I
else I've
don't,
been
I
playing?
don't think you told me how you enjoying that. Like, is that thing? Because a lot of people, like, I'm excited for Hellblade 2, but a lot of people are like, I mean, the first one was all right, So, how are you feeling? Like, how are you
Oh
liking it
man,
so far?
I liked it, bro. I don't care what nobody say. I liked it at first, and let me say this, bro. I actually been playing it on cloud for a while now, like
Okay.
a while on the system, and I played it on the phone a couple times, but mostly just on the system. And at first, I was like, "Oh man," but I played it for a minute, and I started getting used to it. Then I just started playing it like that, like natively, like just like forget it. I'm just play it like this. I'm not even gonna have to download it anymore, and like it was just routine. And then man, it was like it was man. Like I said, I loved it. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I loved it, bro. Like I can't. I love the experience, like for real. I'm excited
Okay.
for the
So
next.
the
I'm
the
excited for
cloud.
the next one.
Okay, I was about to
Uh,
say, you excited for the cloud experience or just the game?
the game, no, the
Okay.
game, no,
Okay.
the game. But no, the cloud experience. I give it about a 8.5. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know what I mean. But
That's pretty high.
other than that, it's pretty good. Dog. I was satisfied. You know what I mean? I really didn't have any problems other than with latency, and it wasn't even that bad for the most part. For the most part, it was pretty not. Really couldn't notice it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But if you really try to harness in and focus on it, you would definitely notice it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
right.
I mean?
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. Okay, well, what else you been playing?
Also, of course, I'm sure everyone on Xbox is probably playing that Death Loop. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I've
oh
been jumping
yeah,
into
yeah,
that
yeah.
a
You
couple of
been playing
days.
that?
Yeah, man, I'm liking that, man.
Hey,
It's all right. At first, I was like, I don't know, and then I'm like, oh, okay. And then I started figuring. I played it a couple more times, and I started figuring out more and more really how to control everything. And I'm like, oh, you can dual wield and this and that, and I'm like, oh, okay, you can, okay, all right, okay. And I'm like, so you can either choose to go stealthy, you can running up, shoot gun them up, stack them up, how like whatever your approach. I'm like, okay, so. I haven't really got too far in it because, like I said, the first day I played through the demo and didn't save. I played it through the
mhm,
cloud or whatever, and I left it on. I left and came back, and that like kicked me out or whatever, and it didn't
right.
save. So I had to go through all that again, and whatever. So anyway,
Okay.
but I'm definitely enjoying that. So I'm definitely ready to tackle that. What else have I been playing? I'm sure there's something else I was playing, man. I swear. Can't really think. That's been the main two that I've played here recently that I can think of. Uh,
Okay. Yeah, same here. I've only been playing two the past few days anyway. I've been playing Session. I think the full release of that is a skating sim. It, I would compare it to like the games like Skate, but it's a lot more it's more of a simulation, like it's real. Like each joystick controls a different foot. So the left joystick
ooh,
controls the left foot and the right joystick controls the right foot. And like, so for me, at first I wasn't really feeling it because I bought it on a preview before it actually came out here. I want to say a couple days ago. So it was like bare bones, didn't have much, didn't have a story, didn't have nothing. You were just skating around. So I was didn't really like it at first because it was hard to get a grasp on it and learn how to land tricks and things like that. So it made me want to re-download Skate, and I played
mhm.
Skate, and I instantly like just didn't like it because I got on Skate and I was like landing all these difficult, hard tricks and things like that. And with just a flick of the joystick, like boom, oh dang, okay, I'm doing all of this with just a flick of a joystick. When I used to look at Skate as the premier, like, yeah, it's the most realistic skating game ever. So it made me go back to Session, and I actually learned, I started learning how to actually land tricks and things, and it's more rewarding landing tricks. It actually makes me feel like I'm out there trying to land these
Right,
tricks.
right,
Yeah,
right.
like once you actually land something, you feel good, like, yes, I've accomplished it, you know.
Facts,
So
big facts.
I've been playing that. That's been real fun. But of course, I've been playing with my boys here recently. We've been playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta, so we've been playing that. Man, I didn't know, it's my boy from work. I didn't know how good he was. Like he was talking about he hated Call of Duty, like, or he was not a fan of it. Like I'm like, yeah, that Call of Duty's coming out. He's like, no. Finally, the beta's coming out. He's like, you trying to game? And I'm like, I thought you didn't like Call of Duty. And he's like, So we got on there. Man, he nice, like straight up. No, he's always at the top of the leaderboard, always the number one player, always every match. I'm like, how is this possible? You know what I'm saying? Like he's just nasty. So I'm like, yeah, definitely gonna run with him when the game fully releases. Um, but I'm definitely liking the beta. I really enjoyed Modern Warfare 2019. So I skipped like the past two games, really didn't play them that much. And this one's definitely picking up from where the last one left off. And I'm playing that. It's a lot of fun,
Check that
man.
out.
Oh yeah, I think today's the last day. So
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But those are the only two games I've been really playing. And I lied. I actually started playing Tunic. So I've been playing Tunic a
Mm,
little bit. Just been jumping into that, just something different to play. Just jumped on
bruh,
it.
I tried to play that, and got stuck, and just couldn't progress. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And I could never get any further. Like,
Right. How far did you find the first bell that you got to ring?
no,
You
I
know,
don't think so.
think
I didn't make it
okay,
far into the game at
okay,
all. It was like the first screen it puts you to, and like
yeah,
I like walked across a little bridge and did something, or walked across something, and that was it, dog. I was
yeah,
stuck. I was
yeah.
like,
that it definitely doesn't hold your hand like you
I'm
just, and
like,
then
what
it's
do
like
I
it's in a
do?
different language and everything like that. So you just play it. I actually, like you, I actually started playing that at work one day on my phone through cloud. So that's like a perfect game to play. So I just recently just picked it up a couple days ago. And yeah, I've been enjoying that. Like that's the game I play. That you play as the little tiny fox. It actually, my son be running around the house, but as soon as he sees that fox, he's just like looking at it, wondering what I'm doing. So I'm like, finally calms him down so I can actually have some peace and quiet, you know. Um, but yeah, man, I've been playing that. I would definitely try picking it up again, probably just starting it all over. It's definitely a little fun game. Um, yeah, I'd recommend it. But yeah, man, that's all I've been playing. Is there anything else? You finally think of something else you've been playing on the side that you ain't been
Nah,
showing too much
man.
love for?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, definitely I'm ready to jump into it. It's a lot of information. When I was telling you we was going to do the podcast today, I was like, man, it's a lot of information. The one time that I'm busy, all this news just be dropping. So we're going to go ahead and get to it. But of course, before we go ahead and do that, I just want to go ahead and say if you'd like to help support the show, go ahead and subscribe to the Gamers Anonymous Podcast YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to stay up to date when new videos drop. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment. For our audio listeners, make sure to subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcast and Spotify to stay up to date for new episodes. Also, rate and leave a review, which would help the show out tremendously. And of course, on behalf of The Gap, a big thanks for everyone that's showing love and support. Uh, we appreciate you guys. So definitely thank you for tuning back in. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our first topic here, which is GTA 6. All right. So if you don't know, this took the gaming world by storm. I remember just I was actually in the field. I woke up and I seen that there was leaks of GTA 6. Of course, if you're like me, you've been hearing a lot of rumors about GTA 6, so you're just like, oh, it's just speculation, it's this and that, it's probably fake. No, it was actually videos, and I was actually watching videos of this game, and it was looking legit. I don't know if you seen them, Shane, or if you felt the same way, but definitely I was looking at them like, dang, this is crazy. Like you could still see that it was in development, it wasn't a final build or anything like that. But you would see like it was the city, looked, Florida themed to me. And there were certain things in the world that actually said Vice City, so that's what made me believe that this was real. And then to top it all off, which pretty much confirmed everything, Rockstar went ahead and put out a statement saying how disappointed they were that it got leaked and that they didn't want us to see this version of the game. They wanted to actually properly reveal it and show what the game is going to be like, and let us know what setting it was, or not set, yeah, the setting and the location, because everybody know that's a big deal in GTA. So Shane, let me hear what you think about these leaks. How did you find out about it? Or, just go ahead.
Man. Well. The way I found out about it is I woke up one morning. I was looking at my phone. I went to my news feed as I normally do, just to see what's going on in the world. And I went to scrolling down, and boom, there it was. Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks. And I'm like, what? I ain't know. No way. No way. So then, next thing I did, I Googled it, and of course found all kind of videos, but nobody was showing the footage. Nobody was showing the footage. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
Googled some more, and then boom, I started finding it, you know what I mean? And I started watching, and I'm like, oh no, bro, this look kind of convincing. This kind of look like Grand Theft Auto 5, but like toned down, like not fully textured, not fully completed. Like it looked like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It looks still
exactly.
kind of like choppy, still kind of like not fully polished, and you can just tell it's in development still. To me, that's what it looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And So I don't. It looks like it could be real. I mean, you know, what I mean, from what I seen the character, the female character, all that stuff. I seen a bunch of different stuff like scenes and stuff that definitely it looked like Grand Theft Auto to me.
Yeah, right. So that,
So
yeah, so it definitely is real because, like I said, Rockstar went ahead and made that statement, and to come to find out, they pretty much said that they got hacked. And I was reading where it looks like it was actually a 17-year-old that hacked them, and he's actually the 17-year-old is actually he got arrested, and they're doing what they need to do. Probably he just ruined his life pretty much after that, because it seems like it's a very, very, very big deal, and it's crazy. And like the whole community is like, oh man, like a lot of people are upset because they're judging the game off of these leaks, when I was reading where they said this is like footage from 2019. You know what I'm saying? So the game doesn't look anything like this, but people are going to judge it and, compare it and be like, oh man, this looks like GTA 5. And, they were thinking that it was going to be a big upgrade. Granted, this is still in development and it wasn't even the final product. So,
not even close.
yeah, I mean, I'm not
These
going to
games
lie.
still have years in development left. You know what I mean? It's not. It's
Yep.
not even close. They're still. You know what I mean? Developing probably most of the. I don't know what they're working on at this point, but at least they admitted that they've been working on it for a while. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And
it was like
it
2014 or something like that, 2015, something like that.
I mean, it definitely sucks that, it happened this way. A lot of people are blaming Rockstar, like this is what you guys get, for milking Grand Theft Auto 5 and not, appeasing your fans and stuff and giving us a sequel
Man,
sooner and things like that.
what harm did it really cause? Uh,
I don't know. Other than people really thinking like this is the game
right, yeah.
looks
Other than
outdated.
that, right. But at the time of launch, really close to it, and start previewing the game, it's going to look totally different. People are going to be in awe and spectacle, and they're going to love it. And so, man, it's like the only real bad situation is that this kid is in supposedly like some type of hacker group or whatever, and this
Hmm.
isn't the first time he's been caught in trouble for stuff like this. So it's just sad that he's gonna keep getting in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, uh,
Hmm.
I just feel like something needs to be done here. Somebody needs to working on something that can better something instead of you know getting in trouble. But young kids these days, when they get their mindset to something, that's what they want to do. So
It's crazy that he if infiltrated infiltrated
well, they
take
didn't do it
two.
by itself, I'm sure.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, I
They
don't
had a
know.
group of people. They just used him as the front man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you a minor and you ain't gonna get in trouble. Like as
Uh,
we would.
but yeah, they're definitely saying that. Like it's all in the blogs and stuff, and all on the news and stuff that they to tie with some group or whatever, and blah blah blah. So
So what do you okay. So what is this? Does this make you like excited to see what you saw, or like you just thought it was just
me,
crazy that it
yeah,
happened?
yeah. It makes me excited. Me, but only
Hmm.
because I see the potential in what we see. You know what I mean? It's just a little teaser on hey, what's to come. I don't look at
Hmm.
this and be like, oh, that's what the game's gonna look like. I look at this as like, oh, okay, so this is kind of what it's gonna look like. Okay, this is the
Yep.
city, kind of, sort of. Okay, it's kind of got a open layout. Kind of remind me of Cali, sort of, kind of. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right.
Like.
Yeah. It was looking like, I mean, people showed like a potential map. I don't know if that was true or not, or if that was
Well, I
part
didn't
of the
see a
leaks,
potential map,
but
but
the map was huge because I remember they were saying, or like years ago, Vice City was like the smallest of all the maps.
Right.
or whatever. So it's like I didn't pick. That's why I was believing the rumors of it being multi-city, like you're going to be in multiple cities in GTA 6 because like going from San Andreas to Vice City is like, Vice City's not as big, but they were showing it pretty much looked like Grand Theft Auto 5, like the map, like you got the
Right.
big city area and then you got the openness of like who
Yeah.
knows what's going to be out there, like desert pretty much. So it was looking dope, and they're still saying that you're still going to go to different cities in this one. So
Right. I'm sure they'll have different, developments, different types of land,
yeah.
environments and stuff. I'm sure.
So but
So,
yeah,
but yeah, definitely excited for this, man. Like I said, this doesn't tarnish anything for me, but it's just only because I'm a seasoned gamer and I just know that games like this definitely don't look the greatest during development, and this is normal, especially when you have this much time. Now, if we were like months from release, okay, I'd worry. And then again, I probably still wouldn't worry because then I would feel like maybe this was old footage found. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
That just got leaked out then. So I would just wait to see the finished product, and then we can base our judgment on that then.
exactly. So yeah, I'm excited. It's still going to sell tons of copies. Probably
Okay, it's not
probably
stopping nothing.
be the most sold video game ever.
You hear
Uh,
they're saying that they spent $2 billion on the next Grand Theft Auto already
I
to
bel
make it. They've spent
Really.
$2 billion
Hmm.
already.
I see. I don't know what to say to that because it's like, I mean, I think they said what they spent like, no, I'm thinking Halo Infinite. I'm over here thinking they spent
Yeah,
500 million to make Grand Theft Auto 5, and that was 10 years ago, and they're still making money off of it. Like they don't need a GTA 6. Like they
right.
really they really don't.
So how much money has Grand Theft Auto 5 made? If they spent that much on it then,
Trillions.
facts.
I'm gonna just say that.
Billy definitely has made its Billy's. It's made its money and well worth. It's
Oh yeah.
made
Oh yeah. Big facts. So, but yeah, man, that's it's just crazy. And then I look at it as a good thing because it's like GTA is like such a beloved franchise, and it's like getting leaked like this lets you know like this game, people want this game. Nobody's gonna leak some game people don't care about, you know. So that's how I look at it. But yeah, man, it got leaked. So hopefully sooner or later there's rumbling saying like we'll probably see this game at the earliest, like 2024, and they were saying that they were actually going to announce it sometime next year, like actually show us a trailer, a proper trailer and things like that sometime next year. So hopefully if that's true, hopefully that's still on track. And man, like I said, this footage is old, and let Rockstar take their time and do what they do, man. Anything else you wanted to add before we go on to the next topic?
nah, man.
All right. So the next topic that we're going to go ahead and talk about, I'm going to just go ahead and consolidate it and put it all in one topic because it was game show after game show after game show after game show. You feel me? So we're going to go ahead. It seems like within a week's time, all these game shows went ahead and was shown to the masses. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with the first one here, which a lot of people were hyped for. But first of all, it was the Assassin's Creed showcase that went ahead and happened. Then I believe it was the Nintendo Direct, or no, it was and then Nintendo Direct, and then Xbox at the Tokyo Game Show, and then PlayStation went ahead and did their State of Play for September. So 4 game shows back to back to back to back, a lot of information. So we'll go ahead with the one I have here listed first, which is the Assassin's Creed showcase. They went ahead and they pretty much announced 3 new games. One, which is, I believe, is the next in the it depends on how you take it here, because they announced a few different games, but the one here that they were advertising the most was Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is the next installment in the Assassin's Creed series. And pretty much this game is going back to its roots. It's not a big open world game, and it's one hit kills. A lot of people were wanting that back. Like, you're an assassin, you want to hit them with the knife, they're instantly dead. So it looks like they're going back to those roots from Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. A lot of people really missed that type of gameplay and that style of game compared to the open world RPG that we know and love today with Assassin's Creed that started with Origins. So they went ahead and announced that. Not only did they announce that, but they went ahead. If you don't remember the rumors of Assassin's Creed, I believe it was Infinity, which people thought it was going to be like a free-to-play online Assassin's Creed game. A lot of people didn't know how to take that or anything like that. So that finally got announced. And pretty much what it is, it's kind of like a hub or like a service type deal. So it's Assassin's Creed Infinity, and there's two games that are going to be part of it so far. One is Assassin's Creed Code Red, which is pretty much a open world game, just like in the same vein as Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, which is going to be set in feudal Japan, which a lot of fans have been wanting. So it's been compared to the likes of Ghost of Tsushima. So it's going to be set in feudal Japan, and it's going to be an open world RPG, just like Valhalla, and the most recent Assassin's Creed. And they also went ahead and showed a teaser. It was a teaser for both, but they also showed another teaser for Assassin's Creed Hexe, which I should have looked more into it, but the teaser pretty much just shows. It looks like it kind of reminded me of what's that movie? The one with the where the kids go into the woods and it's found footage. You know what I'm talking about?
Blair Witch.
Yeah, but kind of that's what it kind of gave me, that feeling like it was a Blair Witch type of vibe type uh game, that at least from the teaser trailer, and it's saying Hexe. Um, so that's also going to be, it's going to be two games launching with Assassin's Creed Infinity. And so what I like about this, before I pass it over to Shane, with Assassin's Creed Mirage, Code Red, and Hexe, it looks like they're catering to all their fans. Like, of course, there's the fans that love the open world RPGs. So they're going to give you Code Red. That's the next in the open world RPGs. And they understand and heard that people really wanted to go back to the roots of Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. And they're giving us Mirage. So I feel like they're catering to both crowds, and I really dig that. I really think that's a smart move. Instead of just alienating one player, certain fans over the other. But what do you feel, Shane? What do you feel about all this Assassin's Creed news? Are you a big Assassin's Creed fan?
Man, uh, yes and no. That
Yeah, right.
makes any sense. Um, Man, when Assassin's Creed first hit, I loved it, man. I loved it. But the only thing that ever got me about the Assassin's Creed stuff is just the repetitiveness of a lot of it. I felt like it got a lot pretty repetitive. So I fell off of it. But I always seen the potential in it. You know what I mean? I always knew it could be great if it just had the right elements added to it, and if they used everything properly, if but it's just a wonderful environment, a wonderful game. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to be an assassin? You know what I mean? Back in those
Right.
times, and be able to do those type of moves, and you know what I mean? It's like the our day and age, well, not our day and age, but our like American type ninja. You know what I mean? Like an assassin is what, you know what I mean? We wish motherfuckers could have been. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a great game, man. It just has so much potential, and I feel like it's big. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like it could be way, 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 way bigger than what it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think it is way, way, way bigger than what you think it is.
Nah, I'm not saying. I know it's, bro. I know. Trust me, bro. Because people is crazy over it. Trust
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But I know. I just feel like I just feel like it could be better, bro. That's all.
So do you prefer you prefer like the Mirage where it's going back to the roots,
Yeah,
or
that's what I prefer that. I prefer that, but I just hope they don't. You know what I mean? As long as they come with a good story, which I'm not saying they don't, but I'm saying as long as they do, as long as it has that, and they mix up the missions and the story missions and all that type of stuff a little better, I can rock with it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think you're
Because
like me.
bro, I love this. I like that's why I like why I'm liking Deathloop so much right now. It's just the fact that I love all those sneaking around, hiding and type games, being stealthy and
Yep,
assassin. I love those
yep.
style type games, bro. I've
Metal
always
Gear
been drawn to
Solid.
that type
Yeah.
of game, bro. Metal Gear Solid type stuff, bro. I love all that kind of stuff. So like. I want to love this. You know what I mean? I want to love the game, but like I said, I haven't tapped into the past couple ones. I haven't played Valhalla or the one before, so it's like maybe I am out of tune with it. Maybe it is better. Maybe it has gotten, but I gave up on it. You know what I mean? Because that was me.
Well, I know that Odyssey and Origins are both on Game Pass right now. So,
Okay.
and if you have a PlayStation Plus subscription, Valhalla's on there too. So, and I think they have Origins and Odyssey, I believe. They have all three. But definitely, like, I know they went ahead because, like, I think you're like me because I was with it too. I was with Assassin's Creed. The second one was my favorite, just kept getting better from there. And then, like, they got to the point where it was kind of getting repetitive to me. And they even recognized that. And they had a couple, setbacks on certain entries. So that's what made them take the year hiatus because they were coming out annually. And that's when they revamped and came out with Origins. Blew everybody away. It was a much needed break and revamp of the whole series. But then there's a lot of people that don't like I know Tommy and we used to talk about how not every game has to be an open world RPG. And that's exactly what Assassin's Creed, Origins, and Odyssey and Valhalla became, you know,
Mm,
and for me, like I like something more linear, like
linear
just like
story, right?
it's not because I'm playing Valhalla and I'm trying to enjoy the story, but I'm getting distracted with all these side quests and all these side missions and side taskings and everything like that. Everything that's fluffing up the game versus the hardcore story of the game, you know. So I'm with you. I'm really, but I also appreciate that too at the same time. So as much as I'm looking
You
forward
gotta
to
have some
Mirage,
fluff.
huh?
They said you gotta have some fluff.
Oh yeah, of course, and people like that. People enjoy it. Like I do like the side missions in Valhalla. Like you can build your base and upgrade your camp. Like, and you got to do side missions to get materials and able to do that. I do that type of stuff. I find collectibles. I do, but it has so much. Like, what was it? That's why people were really liking dang, the game that came out this year that everybody was playing. Dang, I don't know why I'm like drawing a blank. I was just literally talking about this game because it's either this game or God of War that's going to be game of the year. Elden Ring. That's why people were loving Elden Ring because the map, it doesn't have all those uh the map doesn't look a mess because there's so many different objectives and different things to do. So it gets overwhelming. And that's what happens. That's how I feel in the newer Assassin's Creed games. I would like to go back to a more simpler Assassin's Creed game where it's more stealthy and more story driven and linear, so you can get to the point and get through the story and do what you need to do. So I'm excited about that. I do want to dive into Code Red. I think feudal Japan is a perfect setting. You know what I'm saying? That just sounds dope. And then Hexe has me intrigued. I want to know more about this game. I want to see more. So, like I said, I got to give it up to Ubisoft and just the Assassin's Creed franchise in general for giving us all these options and pleasing everyone, pretty much, you know. But yeah, those games. I think Mirage is coming out soon. Uh, I don't know if it's definitely not this year. It's next year. So we'll see. You know, was there anything else you wanted to say about Assassin's Creed?
Nah, man, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out on Game Pass. Give me
Hmm.
something to check out.
Yeah,
And
I would definitely check out Odyssey. Out of all the games, I jumped into Odyssey. It was free one weekend, and I was loving that game, even though I played it for like 30 minutes. Like I was
right,
really and a lot of people say that's their favorite one of the most recent Assassin's Creeds, but a lot of people also like Origins as well.
okay.
I fell off on Origins and I don't see myself going back, but I do see myself going back to Odyssey whenever I get the time to do so.
Definitely, definitely.
All right. So, okay, so that was our thoughts on the Assassin's Creed showcase. Another one was the Nintendo Direct. Now, this one, in my opinion, was the most outstanding, or the one that stood out the most, just because they went ahead and gave us a release date for the Breath of the Wild 2, which is actually called Legends of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And that's coming out next year on May 12th. So I know everyone was happy about that. They couldn't. A lot of people, that was the highlight of the show, of course. But they also went ahead and announced a bunch of other games as well, and some of them I think you would like. But they went ahead and announced the new Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Pikmin 4 was finally announced and coming out next year. It's a new Kirby game coming out, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. um Octopath Traveler 2 was finally announced, and I still need to play the first one. The first one was highly praised, and everyone is definitely on my play later category for when I get some free time. I want to jump in and play that game. I believe it's still on Game Pass. Hopefully I can play it before it leaves Game Pass, if it ever does. So that's coming out. That was finally announced. Let me see. Another big one was GoldenEye 007 is getting a re-release, I would say, or it's finally getting released. So it's releasing for Switch and Xbox. It's going to support 4K and smoother frame rates. And this was the big bummer. It's only going to have online play on the Switch, not the Xbox. There was a bunch of backlash on that. People were not happy about it. But nonetheless, people were happy that it's finally coming back so they can actually get those, you get three of your other three of your other friends and actually have a slap battle and just beat everybody in that game. I remember going to our granny's house and playing with our cousins on that game, and we'd just be on it for hours on hours, just
Loved it.
getting
Loved it.
getting the golden gun and just,
That
man.
game has so much nostalgia. It's
That's why.
unbelievable. That's
So
why, low key, I'm happy for this game. I'm glad this game is coming, but I'm upset about the way that it's coming on Game Pass. I, I, I'm I'm mad about that. And I'm not gonna say it's Xbox's fault or whatever, Microsoft's fault, but I'm more so or less say it's probably Nintendo, which I don't understand why they
yeah.
would do this, but why would they not allow the multiplayer?
Well, that's probably why it took so long for it to. It's probably the reason why it's coming out,
Why?
because it was a Nintendo game, and the 007 licensing and all that jazz. This was probably like, even though Xbox went ahead and they got Rare, they purchased Rare uh,
Right. That,
from Nintendo.
but 007 is a Nintendo property still. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
at least the game GoldenEye,
Right. Right.
but then there's also the licensing of the 007. That was probably a whole
Right.
mess on itself.
Right,
So
right.
they were like, hey, they probably, oh, I think MGM own now
On
Amazon.
707, right.
Yeah, so MGM and Nintendo and Xbox and Microsoft, they went ahead and just collaborated, and now they got a deal, and this is what it is, and it seems like Nintendo's benefiting from it.
Right.
So we'll see from that. So I can't wait to play it. Just to go down memory lane. Hopefully it holds up. You know, um, so that was announced. Um, Another thing I'm looking forward to, I have Nintendo Switch Sports, and they're getting an update, a golf update, which was supposed to come out this fall, but it looks like it got pushed back to this winter, and it's a free update. So, me, I've been big in golf here recently. I can't wait for PGA Tour 2K23 to release. I'm actually looking forward to that game. Playing as Tiger Woods, it looks like he's finally back in a video game. So I'm looking forward to playing that. What else did they announce? They announced a lot, and I mean a lot, but I'm just picking the ones that, caught my interest. People were saying that it was a lot of farming sims coming out, and I just wanted to go ahead and shout out Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life is getting a remake, and of course it's no longer Harvest Moon, it's Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life. So it looks like it's a remake. Of course, I just seen this side by side comparison of the games. It's a different art style, a little bit in a good way, and it looks like they're adding way more than what the original game had. I know my complaint of that game was that the village was just small, and they didn't do any festivals, at least from what I remember. And that was a big part, and that's what made Back to Nature or Friends of Mineral Town one of my favorite Harvest Moons, because of the festivals and things like that. So, but they're actually going to include festivals and just more cooking options. And trust me, this is a modern Story of Seasons game, but it's a remake of A Wonderful Life. So it's a remake with the modernness of the new games. So I'm excited for that. I gotta let Edmund know, because I know Edmund been dying to play a new Harvest Moon game. So I'm gonna let him know this is released, and I think this was the first one I introduced him to, which made him fall in love with the series. Like you introduced me to Back to Nature,
Mhm.
which made me fall in love with the series. So I'm sure he'll be excited about this. Another farming game is called Fae Farm, which is pretty much like an RPG with a mix of magic and, of course, farming. That looked nice, and it looks like you can actually play with multiple people. Like it looks like you can play with co-op. Um, and then it looks like Tunic is coming to Switch. We were just talking about that. It Takes Two is arriving on Nintendo Switch.
Mhm.
Sifu is arriving on Nintendo Switch. Like they just came out
Bayonetta 3,
swinging. Yes.
Final
Uh,
Fantasy.
Rune Factory 3, which is a fantasy Harvest Moon, is getting like a remake. It's coming out to, not a remake, but like a re-release. It's coming to Nintendo Switch. I really liked Rune Factory. It was really dope. And yeah, man, like I think they announced a
Nintendo
lot.
Switch Golf.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that. I actually I haven't played Nintendo Switch Sports in a while, so I think golf will really get me
Second,
back into
second,
playing
second.
that game.
Yeah, that definitely be dope, man. I think I'm gonna have to pick me up an OLED, man, and quit playing, man.
Yeah, do it, man. I'm telling you.
Quit playing
I'm
with them.
I'm not a big fan of Nintendo's practices or anything, like just because they're still charging full price for games that's been out for 5 years. But hey,
Oh man.
I get,
But they got the games though, man. That games is stamped. When they put that Nintendo seal on that jump, bro,
yeah,
you know what to expect from a game mostly. Like that's why they got the weight to throw around and be able to charge what they charge. That's why their system doesn't have to be the best. That's why Nintendo is Nintendo. Like,
yes,
because you know what you're going to get from them, and they deliver.
yep,
So, and they've been doing it this long, and the people want these games, and Nintendo's gonna give it to them.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you can't really be too mad. But me, I'm so used to buying games on a deep discount that, like, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been wanting to play this game. Yeah, it came out 4 years ago. What? They still want $50. Like, what is this? You know. So
Mm-hmm.
it just irks my nerves sometimes. So I've been adding some games to my collection every now and then, when it comes to Nintendo. But like you said, yeah, once they put that Nintendo stamp on there, you know, it's golden. All right. So that's pretty much everything that sparked my interest in the Nintendo Showcase, the Nintendo Direct. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the Xbox Tokyo Game Showcase 2022. Pretty much this was just them just showing a lot of emphasis in the Japanese market. They went ahead and announced a bunch of games catering to that audience because they're trying to get a bigger hold in that market. So they went ahead and of course showed more of the Persona 5 Royal coming. We all know that's coming to Game Pass. That's a big game that's just been on PlayStation. I believe it's coming to Switch too. So it's just been only on PlayStation. So it's finally coming out on Xbox and Windows PC. Wolong Fallen Dynasty, which this demo came out not too long ago, and everybody was enjoying this game. I downloaded the demo, but I have yet to try it out yet. So it's pretty much from the producers behind Neo and Bloodborne. So you already know what kind of game this is going to be, a difficult game with some crazy combat, you know. Also, they went ahead and announced that Exo Primal, which has been seen in Sony's State of Play, it's coming to Xbox as well. Guilty Gear Strive is coming to Xbox. And then Nino Kuni and Nino Kuni 2 is coming to Xbox. That was a big deal as well. And then they talk about Overwatch 2, just games that are coming, games that are pretty much attracting the Japanese market pretty much. So I think Xbox did a good job. It was short, sweet, and to the point, pretty much just let them know that they're focusing in that market and they're going to try to capture that audience some way by doing what they need to do. So Shane, was there anything that stood out during this showcase if you were able to catch it or check it out?
Definitely that Wulong or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That definitely stuck out to me for sure. I was definitely interested in that. Definitely want to check that out for sure. For sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know I need to play it too. What stopped me from playing it, somebody said like the character creator, like they spent so much time creating their character. And I'm like, it's just a demo. Like, so I'm like, dang, like I wish that, I'll probably just go in there and just stick with the default person and just play,
So there's also a chapter 2 campaign mode for that Naraka Blade Point.
Yes. Yeah, I seen that. Mm-hmm. Would you been playing that still?
Nah, man, I checked it out that one time, and I'm not gonna lie, I have not went back to it, but I definitely need to for sure. I'm
Yeah,
not
me
sleeping
too.
on it.
Me too.
I got a busy schedule, man, for sure. And I normally, when I play a game, I normally lock into one or two. Normally two. Unless I really love a game, then I'll lock into just that game. But normally, I play 2 games at a time, and then maybe I'll have an occasional, something else. I'll just get spur of the moment. I'm gonna play some Fortnite or something. But for the most part, that's it. But I definitely just ain't had time to play it, so.
Me too. I need to jump into it myself. I actually enjoyed that game. So yeah. Okay. All right. So that was the Xbox Tokyo Game Show 2022. And the final one here is the PlayStation State of Play for September 2022. It actually came out, I believe, the next day after the Nintendo Direct. So they went ahead and pretty much, you already know, showed us What like I said, Nintendo had the most spectacular showing, and then I would say Assassin's Creed, and then it's a toss up between Xbox and PlayStation. But PlayStation went ahead and just pretty much showed more of the God of War Ragnarok. You know what I'm saying? Hogwarts Legacy. They're getting a special mission, I believe, or DLC specifically for PlayStation players.
I'm mad.
So they did that, but the big one here was Tekken 8 was officially revealed. So when a lot of people are hyped for this Tekken, I haven't played Tekken since I want to say Tekken 5 on the P2. That's when I know a lot of people that I know when I was deployed last time, we used to have Tekken 7 tournaments. My sergeant thought he was real nice in it and stuff like that. I was getting my butt whooped, I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, definitely love some Tekken. Is one of my favorite fighting games as well. Even though I think I gravitated more towards Mortal Kombat for sure. But that was finally revealed. It opened with Tekken 8 actually. Release date wasn't shared for the game, but the trailer did only mention a PlayStation 5 release for the game. But I think Xbox went ahead and confirmed that it's coming to Xbox as well. And it's going to be next generation only. So thank goodness. Go ahead and leave last gen behind, and just focus on the new gen. All right. Not only did they show more of the God of War, but they also went ahead and showed a special DualSense limited edition God of War Ragnarok DualSense. I didn't think it was anything special, but it's definitely nice to see a special edition DualSense. It seems like Xbox was the only one that was actually doing special controllers. So it's nice to see the DualSense actually get one. It looked all right. I'm not going to jump out and get it, but it looked all right. What else? They showed more. They showed a new game for the PlayStation VR 2. Now, I know you were talking about VR. I don't know if you're interested in VR 2 or if you're still going to focus on getting the Oculus.
Honestly, man, my honest opinion is I'm going to focus on the Oculus route just because I just see how Sony's practices are with some things and some tech. And I just don't want to spend all that money on something and then just be left behind here in a couple years and it be obsolete. Just as with how like with how they're leaving behind how some of the games won't work with the older headset or whatever. I just feel like that's kind of a low blow to the people that invested in that tech, that believed in y'all, invested in y'all's product back then. I know it's got to get better, but I just don't want to. You already have to pay so much for the system and the console.
Yep.
I don't want to have to pay the same price for the headset or pretty much close to it, I'm sure.
Yep.
And then 3 or 4 years down the road, they just come out with another one.
Exactly.
Which,
Yeah, it is tough that they're not going to support any PlayStation or
at least support it for a while. I understand, but at least a while, at least part way into the generation, so I don't feel like that my purchase went to waste.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing I'm afraid of about going that route. I do want one. Honestly, I do. If I could catch one on a deal or a sale, I may still pick one up. But my first route is going to be with the Oculus route. So
same. I'm with you on that for sure. It would definitely stung a little bit when they announced that it wasn't going to support any PlayStation VR 1 games. So, yep. Hopefully we can catch a deal on the Oculus because it did go up in price. So
hey man, I'm looking around Black Friday. At least I can get 50 off. I won't be mad at paying the extra 50.
Right.
I'll be mad. I'm not doing 100, but I might be. I'm not doing 100.
So another big game that was announced that's actually coming to the West, which is a Yakuza spin-off game, which is called Like a Dragon Inshin Remake. Now, if you didn't know, Yakuza is the name for the game or of that franchise over here in the Western audience. But really, the game in Japan is called Like a Dragon. So they're finally, it looks like they're actually going to start making that the name of this franchise now. So it's no longer going to be called Yakuza anymore. It's going to be called Like a Dragon. All right. And this remake is actually real big. A lot of people are really excited for this one. I love the Yakuza series. Um, I can't believe I slept on it for this long. I didn't know it was pretty much Shenmue, but on steroids. You know what I'm saying? So, and I really love Shenmue, you know. Um, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to this, and I really I'm glad that Yakuza Zero came back to Game Pass so I can continue where I left off, because I was mad that it left. Because they said that Yakuza Zero is probably the best Yakuza that's came out recently. That's like the fan favorite so far. So hopefully I'm gonna jump back into that whenever I get the free time before it leaves Game Pass again. But it is on PlayStation Premium and their extra tier as well. So definitely go ahead and give that a try if you haven't tried out Yakuza yet. All right. And then one more game I just want to highlight here, which is Project Eve, which is actually renamed to Stellar Blade, which is coming next year. Project Eve, the extremely shiny looking action game shown off last year from Korean studio Shift Up, has reemerged as Stellar Blade. The trailer showed off a mix of gameplay and cinematics, giving players a look at the game's futuristic setting and story. So this game has my attention, and I can't wait to see more of this game as well. So, and then also the Neo developer announces an open world samurai game. So look, another samurai game. First Assassin's Creed Code Red, now this open world samurai game. It seems like Ghost of Tsushima just set off a whole new, I would say, what is it, like a whole new
genre
wave.
yeah.
First it was zombie games. Every game was zombie game related. Now every game has to be open world. Now every game has to include samurais.
Some type of ninja element.
So that was also announced as well. So yeah, man, that was 4 different showcases that we then wasn't able to cover as soon as they dropped. So it's good to know that the summer's over, that the gaming news is starting to ramp back up, and that we're getting all these announcements, man, and now we're getting all these releases. Like it's definitely what I like to call it gamer season right now.
Facts.
So, but yeah, man, was
there reason for gamer season? Don't need a reason.
Nope. So was there anything that caught your eye for the PlayStation showcase?
Honestly, man, hold up, let me see that. I don't own a PlayStation. I haven't really been keeping up with it. But who don't love Tekken, dog?
Yeah, I know. Tell me about
it. Big facts. The main reason I want a P5 is to play the new God of War.
Yep.
I'm sure just like everybody else that wants one.
Yep.
I haven't played much God of War, but what I have seen from it, I already know I would love it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just for the simple fact, I can just tell by the story and just how Sony does some of their story games. I just know I would love it. You know what I mean? I've watched a little bit of gameplay on different little sites and whatnot, and what I did watch, I liked very much. So, and I can just tell from all the reviews, like I said, it seems definitely like my type of game. As everyone knows, or if you don't, if you're new to listen, I haven't been in the Sony scene for a couple years since the P3 era. But I plan to reemerge in the P5 wave if I can ever get one. So,
yeah, you're gonna be all over it. Like once you get it, all catching up on all the PlayStation 4 games that you missed out on.
Have you heard of the new system that they're talking about releasing with the?
Oh yeah, it's like
the hard drive and all that.
Yeah,
not the disk drive, detachable.
That's a rumor, right? Yeah,
I think it may be legit, bro. I don't know. It's a rumor for right now, but it sounds logical.
So what does that mean? That there is going to since they're going to make the hard drive optional, that the PlayStation 5 is just going to be $399 supposedly, or I would say
Yeah, pretty much.
449.
Yeah, because pretty much they're converting them all to digitals. So
Mm-hmm.
they're all going to be the digital price at $399. And then if you want the hard drive, I mean, want the disk drive, you pay the extra $100. But they're also making some of the internals a little smaller, making it a little lighter and all that, which makes sense. So it's because right now they're losing cost on the PlayStation 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with the disk drive. It doesn't cost them but dollars, if even that, for a disk
Yeah.
drive. You know what I mean? They're not
Yeah.
paying next to nothing for them. You know what I mean? So if that they're already losing it, that just think about the one that's cheaper. They're losing even more
Mm-hmm.
money on it. You know what I mean? So instead, they take it out and sell it for less. And then they just pass the price of the hard drive on to us. You know what I mean? Because they're already getting them for so cheap. Then they market. They're paying $3 for them. Then they're marking them up if you decide to buy one. So then they're in the long run, it'll make them more money
I'm
if it makes sense.
you got me thinking something else. Like, I mean, because everybody knows, like, I guess you make more of a profit if people buy games digitally anyway. You know what I'm
That as
saying?
well. And
So,
exactly, that's what it's all about. Is making them because that's why they're making it lighter and everything. Because it's all about cutting down the costs because they're trying.
mm,
That's why they're making it lighter, so they cut down their shipping costs. They're trying to make it. That's why they're using a smaller board. They're trying to cut down on costs every way they can, so they can make it feasible to still be offering at this price, so they can actually eventually turn it over and make some money off of it
yeah,
one
yeah,
day.
yeah. See, that's why you the tech guru over here. See, that makes sense. I'm over here thinking, I mean, and also I'm thinking like, okay, so they make more just like if they people buy out the box just straight up digital and then have the option to do physical. It's like, they may or may not do that. So it's going to probably make them more of a digital person. And then not even that, it's like, it's also kind of throwing that to the side. So it's like instead of buying physical, like just go ahead and buy digital or
Right,
just
they
just
will.
get
It's gonna
just get
convert more people
into
to buying digital, which they'll get
and
that 30% cut off of, or if not even more, if it's their game. You know what I mean? So
but then
they
it's
gonna love it.
also it'll make people also invest more into their
The
Game Pass.
ecosystem.
Yeah, the ecosystem, like the whole like, oh, why did
Right,
I don't need to
exactly.
buy the game physically when I could just download it. It's already here in the library. Like,
Right.
hmm,
So then now you got all your games on their network. So now
yeah,
they're in
see?
control.
Dang, that's crazy. Okay, okay, smart move. See, that's what I'm saying. Sony ain't, man. They
It's a
doing
smart move
they
for their part. See,
yeah,
that's the only thing that kill. Which I understand they're a business and they have to operate at their best interest and the best interests of the business. But at the end of the day, you also have a consumer's interest at business too.
and
You know what I mean, to take into consideration because like if you don't have your consumers, you don't have a business.
right.
So you got to keep them happy too. It's a line you gotta adhere to, like, and they play it very finely, but luckily they have a very, very, very loyal fan base, and they do produce some of the best games. I'm not gonna lie, they definitely do. I do not hate on Sony at all. I used to be Sony only, so
Yeah. We
definitely,
for Xbox.
definitely, I do. I'm not a Xbox head. I'm not a Sony guy. I love gaming, and that's all it is.
Yes,
And
sir.
I love the competition. You know what I mean? So, and I want to give a little shout out to Xbox just for the little Tokyo Game Showcase. Like, I'm glad that they're expanding out and reaching out and extending the olive branch. Saying, hey. We want to work with you all. We want to partner up. We don't have to purchase you all or whatever. Let's just create something together. Let's do something. Let's you know do something different or whatever, and bring something different to different markets. And I love it, man, because not everybody likes Some people like playing Japanese games, man. It's
Yeah.
been tons of Japanese games that I found that I've been like, hey, I would have never knew anything about, bro, if I didn't. A homeboy didn't put me onto it, or somebody showed me something different, and a lot of them I liked, you
Yep.
know.
And
So,
that's where Nintendo and PlayStation shine too. Like they got that on
mhm,
lock. If you got an Xbox, you're gonna miss out on a lot of those experiences.
right,
You know.
so true.
Yep. So yeah, I'm glad that they're doing that too. Because I know growing up there was a lot of, Japanese games that I was liking too, but I haven't played much of them anymore because I primarily play on Xbox. So it feels good to be able to experience that on Nintendo and PlayStation now. So,
Right.
all right. Okay. Well, that being said, was there anything else you wanted to say about all four of these game showcases? Anything we missed? Anything you wanted to talk about before we
Nah,
jump into
man,
the next one?
I'm just really excited for what's to come in the gaming industry. Glad for this competition. I'm glad that these companies are willing to take chances and step out and do some different things like Microsoft and even Nintendo, and because Nintendo's always been on the innovational side of something different, something new. Their console is always different from what the other standard what we would expect a console to be or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yeah.
every time, not every time, but almost every time, it normally tends to outlast the other consoles. Why? I don't know, but like the Wii, for instance, he's like, oh, this is a niche, what I mean, a niche or whatever. Like nobody's, it's a fad. Nobody's really going. It's okay for now, but hey, the Wii did its thing,
It
bro.
really did. It really did. And I was reading something about that. Like I appreciate the competition as well and the fact that like I think it's a good thing that Xbox is doing things differently and PlayStation isn't as quick as to follow them because I feel like those two need to differentiate as well. So it'll give you a reason to purchase all three of the major consoles. That's what Nintendo did. Like when they came out with the not the game, it was after the GameCube. They were saying like, hey, we don't need to be another most powerful console. Like PlayStation and Xbox is already doing that. So let's do something different. And boom, that's how the Wii emerged, you know because they didn't want to, all three of them fighting for that one, you know what I'm saying? So I'm surprised that Xbox and PlayStation survived this long trying to, you know, be essentially the exact same thing. So it's good to see Xbox is focusing more like PlayStation is holding down the old school mentality of how you run a gaming console business. And then Xbox is starting to differentiate from that and do new things that people may or may not like, you know, but it's something that you don't see if you're a PlayStation only gamer or a Nintendo only gamer, you know.
This if this generation hasn't proven us anything, it's definitely proven to us that competition is a good thing, especially to people like on the PlayStation side and stuff, whatnot, because you know darn well that they did not want to do that PlayStation Plus stuff,
Oh no.
extra stuff. They did not want to do that. They did that because Microsoft stepped out and did it, and they seen heard the cries and they were worried. They complained about it, and then they finally did it because they felt like they had no other choice than to compete. So they wouldn't even have that service or be able to experience that service like that unless they stepped over to the other side, if you know what I mean, it wouldn't have been for this competition. So, and I'm glad that it did because it's not that I only want Game Pass to us to be able to play all the games and then I want everybody to be able to play. I want everything to be cross-play. I want everything. I want you to be able to pick where you play the game. You know what I mean? I feel like eventually it's going to come down to that. Like we're just going to be able to log into one account and be able to pick if we play our Nintendo games here or
Yep.
whatever games here or whatever, like a Steam, but for all consoles.
Yep.
You know, like it's going to eventually come down to that once they get this cloud stuff under wraps good
Yep.
enough to where it's seamless.
Yep. Yeah, you already know. Speaking of all of that you're saying, I think is a perfect segue to the next topic here, which of course is the battle for Call of Duty continues. All right. So like you said, like everything that you were saying just reminded me of this next topic. So I'm glad we're jumping into it. Um, but of course, if you don't know that, Sony is pretty much spooked about this whole Activision Blizzard acquisition that Microsoft is trying to do. And they went ahead and called out Xbox for it. And they went ahead and just expressed that they don't like it and that, they're fearful for Call of Duty potentially being exclusive or just being in favor for the Xbox console versus PlayStation. Um, and pretty much Jim Ryan pretty much just said that they think, like, as Phil Spencer and Xbox went ahead and gave or let PlayStation know that they intend to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation at least for the next 3 years or added 3 years from the prior agreement and things like that. And Jim Ryan didn't like that. They felt like it was inadequate. That wasn't a good deal. And they're worried about, but what about our PlayStation gamers? We deserve the best, pretty much. And he pretty much dogged Xbox for it. So now Microsoft went ahead, the CEO, Satya Nadella, went ahead and he went on to say that, hey, they plan, they're hopeful that this acquisition will go through and that, that they're right now, number 4 or 5, most profitable gaming company out right now. So if this does go through, they might potentially become number 2. But at the end of it, he pretty much said, if you want competition, let us have competition. Pretty much talking to PlayStation, like let there be competition. Like the whole time, the last generation, like Xbox One was no competition to PlayStation at all. And now that Xbox is stepping up, it's a new generation. They're more aggressive. They're hungry. They're making power moves. PlayStation don't like it. So I'm gonna go ahead. What little notes do I have about this here? I don't think I have any. Yeah. All right, but so I'm gonna throw it to Shane. What do you think about this whole ordeal? Are you keeping up with it? Have you seen the recent comments from Satya Nadella? And what do you think about this whole, like, who knew that one game would like just bring beef out? You know?
I believe this is my first time hearing the comments, but I have been keeping track of this whole ordeal with the back and forth of COD, and man, has it been crazy, man. The time that we live in these days. Back in the day, man, you didn't hear much of this stuff. All this stuff was kept under wraps. Nothing ever leaked out. You never heard any statements from this country or that country or these people or that. Nowadays, man, you hear it all, man. You got people every time when these meetings and things are held, we're hearing out things that are being said, and from both sides, Microsoft and PlayStation, and neither one of them are playing. They're Sony is coming at this tough. They do not want this to happen. They do not want this to happen, and I totally understand why. It's not in their best interest for this to happen, so of course they don't want this to happen. Other than that, man, like I said, it's been crazy. Like I never thought it would be this big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm, I don't know what to say. I guess I hope it goes through. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. I
Right.
hope it works out, man. And so far, I'm not hearing much bad, like super bad stuff about it like that. But anything's possible. Sony is playing major defense. They do not want
Yeah.
this to go through.
No, and I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand it's a business, you know,
Definitely.
but it is crazy. Like, I hope those words from Satya Nadella doesn't really uh affect them in the long run, which I don't think it will, because he makes a good point. Like, they're like number 4 or 5th on how you look at it in, like, like top dogs in gaming right now, and Sony's like number 2 or 3. So it's like, and Sony's also making acquisitions. So they're just as growing as well, so it's like, let them have competition, like what you were saying right before we this,
You can grow, but we can't. You can
yeah,
purchase up big studios and people that's worked with all of us, but we can't purchase people that's working with all of us. And that, yeah, okay,
yeah, right, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying too, like,
That's why I
so
say anybody with a level head could look at the situation and see that okay, they're just mad. I don't see why this is a problem. I don't see why this is holding anything back. Well, let's let this go through. So as long as they're level headed, I feel like everything should go through. Unless Sony grease some pockets or something like that, boy, I don't see no reason why it couldn't go through. Honestly,
I'm trying to think of, like, everybody wants this to go through because Activision, Blizzard, we talked about it multiple times. Like, they're in shambles right now. Their work culture isn't where they want it to be. So people really feel like Microsoft can step in and change that, and make it a better place, and you know, just rearrange things and make it better. So yeah, I think I know a lot of people were saying, I've been watching and hearing a lot of podcasts where they were saying that, they think that the 3-year thing that Phil Spencer was giving PlayStation is, you know, a good thing. They think it's more than enough they got three extra years or 3 years to come up with a game on their own to rival Call of Duty. You
Mm.
know what I'm
And
saying?
not only that, it wasn't that it was only for the 3 years. It was just guaranteed for the 3 years, and after, and then later we can come back and maybe
Yeah,
discuss another
maybe
contract.
negotiate more.
It wasn't
Exactly.
a end of the
Exactly.
deal type contract, like
Exactly.
you know, like the table was still open. It's just they just gave them a standard contract. That, hey, well, we guarantee it for 3 years. We have to set some type of. We can't give you a forever on this.
Yeah, right.
You know, we
Hmm.
don't know what the future holds.
Yep.
So
So we'll see. I know my boy, I was talking to him. He's kind of, he's a PlayStation guy. Usually, like, we kind of agree on certain things. But he was definitely feeling some kind of way about this acquisition if it does go through, and if Call of Duty is exclusive. He was already saying, like, he don't see him, like, it's a bad move, and he doesn't see himself like, oh, if that happens, it makes me not want to purchase an Xbox, or just this, that, and the third.
that's how he feel. Like I said, I had a
Mhm.
homeboy completely jump shit
Yeah,
because of
that's what I told him. I was like, that's what I told him. I was like, yeah, my brother know a guy who completely jumped ship, and he was like, yeah, but I agreed with him though. I was like, man, if I was Xbox, like, Call of Duty wise, like, it got to be multi-platform, just because online, or at least that's how I'm looking at it. Like, you want as many people as
it's in
possible
the
playing
best
that
interest
game.
of the game for it to be
Yeah.
multi-platform.
Hmm.
Even even at least for now, you know what I mean? I don't see them taking it away. They would have to definitely get their number base and their subscriber base to Game Pass and people playing the game solely through Game Pass and PC and cloud. The numbers would have to be pretty high. I believe it had to be at least 60 to 70% of the market, at
Yep.
least,
Yep.
before they
They
would
put.
think of unless they were got close to maybe 50% of the market and they were like, we're number two now. They're number one. This is the final push to get us over that. Then
Yeah.
in that situation, okay, that's different.
Yeah.
But in this case, they are now in present day. I don't see them doing that. It wouldn't make any sense to spend all that money and not want to make it back first.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, man, it's crazy, crazy times we're living in right now, but I love to see it, man. Yeah, but that's all I have to say about it. We'll keep you guys updated if some more comments get thrown back and forth, back and forth. You'll hear it first here on the Gamers Anonymous podcast. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to our final topic here. Man, this is probably the longest episode we've done in a while. Like that's how much gaming news came
Man, I
out.
just looked at the timer. You right.
Yep. So we're gonna go
It's a
ahead.
double episode.
Yeah, we could have definitely broke this down into multiple episodes for sure. All right. So the final topic we're going to talk about is the Logitech G Cloud. I threw this in here for Shane. You know, I know the tech guru right here. This is a new cloud device that got announced. It was actually first leaked and then finally revealed as the Logitech G Cloud. It's an Android cloud device with a 7-inch 1080p IPS screen. It's going to support Xbox Cloud Gaming as well. And currently, right now, it's $349.99. But after October 17th, it's going to go up to $399. So, hey, Shane, what do you think about this? Is like we was just talking about cloud. He was playing that Hellblade through the cloud, like, and this is a cloud only device. What do you think about it?
I hate to say it, but dud. I think it's a dud, man. I think it's a dud. I think it's a dud, man. Only because, and I say that only because for the price of $399 and for what you get and for what it does, cloud only being the only thing it can really do. Other than that, maybe you could possibly do some emulation things if you wanted it to, maybe some old school emulators or stuff like that, if you wanted it to. But I just feel like they sell other devices that are probably have better chips in them and that perform better at that price. And I mean, a Steam Deck's only what, like $100 more.
Yeah,
I
I think it starts
mean,
at $399. The Steam Deck.
right, you can even get one at 400, I believe. But for the better, I think more expensive one, it's $100 more in it or something like that. But yeah, it starts at $399. So I mean, when you think of that, what would you rather do? You could fully run Windows on that and do all that other stuff. So
Yep.
it's like, what?
Steam, PC games, and
Right,
run games natively.
right, exactly. So as far as value for money, it's just not there, and I just feel like it's going to be hard for them to find that value and to be able to make it, so cheap, you know, to be able to offer it at a value price, and it still be able to perform like a console,
I
So
I agree. This is just letting me know, like, definitely, man, the the tech
if
industry.
they could have met a price point of like 200, 250, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
If they could have
maybe.
did that, or if Microsoft would get behind this and like put their branding on it, boom, and brand it with the Game Pass and the Logitech G machine, Game Pass machine, or something, or the Game
If they,
Pass
but it
stick
would,
or
but with
whatever.
Xbox, I don't see it. All right, they got a console for $299 and a console for $499. This would have to be no more than $199.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If Microsoft would step in and decide to make one of these and take the hit on it,
Mm-hmm.
it would boom. I feel like because they could offer it at that value just to get people on Game Pass.
Yep.
It would benefit like I feel like it would benefit them in the long run because they would buy that. But if you get a person to subscribe to that for longer, you know what I mean, than the value of the thing. So you know what I'm saying. If you can get it at
Yeah.
$200, they get 2 years of Game Pass. It's already paid for itself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I know that'll also be a tough sell too because the Nintendo Switch Lite is $199 and they have all the Nintendo games and they're starting to get bigger
But they only got
games
game.
that's cloud. Like I think all the last 3 Resident Evils are coming to Nintendo Switch, but it's
But it'd be
cloud
the
only.
next best thing. It'd be
Yeah,
their
yeah,
equivalent
the
to
next
it.
best thing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
That's
see
why I
what you're
said. So
saying.
for 200, it would be. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and you know, It
Yep.
would be their equivalent to it. That's why I feel like the only way it would pop. Or if they could, make it more Steam Deck worthy,
Mm-hmm.
like be able to run games natively and all that, blah 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 blah. But just you would have to download them and have memory, of course. No
Mm-hmm.
like cartridge or stick or nothing like that. You have to download them uh, over Wi-Fi or whatnot and play them that way, and just bring it in at a price point between the both. You know what I mean, for the 400.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah. I can
it
see
does
that
both
too.
in
Yeah, it does.
between.
It does.
You know
Yeah,
what I
like you
mean?
said,
But it's
because
an
it would
on the
have to
go
be.
device, right? Like a Steam Deck,
Yeah.
the cheap model, the 399 one. Boom, perfect.
Yep.
That right there would be where it would need to be.
Yep.
It either needs to be below that and streaming only, or in between and fully capable to pretty much match the Series X.
No, I think that's definitely something. If I was in the position, I I feel like they set themselves up to something like that. Maybe they're working on something like that because it's a big jump from 299 to 499 and not have anything at that 399. Why not have pretty much essentially a Series S, but on the go, because it's going to need the SSD, the 500 gigabyte SSD, to play the most recent games, because we found out that the Xbox One and the original hard drives can't play some of these games. It's like, or they say can't, but like I know some games are like, yeah, you need the SSD, the speeds of the SSDs in order to play these games. So I could see like a portable Series S, being like 399. Uh, or I don't know, man. You got my mind going all over the place with that one. Yeah. But yeah, okay. So definitely a dud. You convinced me that it's probably gonna be a dud, because I don't see myself playing for a cloud only streaming device. Then I might as well give me a Series S and a couple games. You know what I'm saying?
This is more other. There's just way more other options that perform better quality. If you Google videos and look at different devices of this nature, you will see that there's definitely better options. And I'm not no shade at the Logitech G Cloud, but it's just the honest truth. And at the time we're in, people are really debating where they're spending their money. They're actually looking into stuff before they buy it. They're checking reviews,
Yep.
seeing what's what and doing comparisons. So just that alone, I feel like, I'm not saying it's not going to sell. Some people are going to buy it, but I just
Yeah,
don't think it's going to take off like that.
I agree. Definitely. Okay. So that is our take and what we think about the Logitech G Cloud. Um, was there anything else before we go ahead and end off the show?
Uh, Not that I could think of. It was something that popped in my head, but it totally slipped my mind. So not
All
that I
right.
can think of, man.
It's too easy. Let's go. All right. So we're gonna go
Oh,
ahead.
I thought about it. I did
I,
think about it.
there it is. Dun, dun,
Popped
dun,
up.
dun.
I want to give a big shout out. I know you probably seen this, man, but this blew my mind. I was tripping off this when I seen this, and
What's that?
it's kind of gaming related, kind of not, but it is gaming related. Um, I just want to give a shout out to all these rappers and stuff that's doing all these little servers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've seen the little Dirk server, the OTF, the trenches.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The trenches. That sounds like what's his name? T Grizzly.
Nah, oh nah, that's little Dirk's. Maybe it's kind of called the trenches. I swear it was called the trenches,
Okay. Yeah.
but
No, no,
maybe
no,
that's
no.
T
I think.
Grizzly shit.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. But
But
go ahead.
anyway, I
Yeah.
just seen a video on YouTube where Lil Durk, he got the whole little video of him driving around talking about, anyway, he's starting up a little server or whatever, Grand Theft Auto and whatnot, whatever, and it kind of showed like flash scenes of him in real life and the game and the real life in the game, and So I guess they started up the on sorry. I think it was supposed to start. I think September the 4th, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's up and running now. I haven't got to check it out, but I definitely want to see like what's going on, what they doing on there and whatnot. So
Yeah. I remember I was watching a TikTok video of T Grizzly. And now that's why I said T because I think he said something about the trenches where he was saying like that's why he ain't really been rapping like that because he's been focused on this video game server thing, playing Grand Theft Auto, and like pretty much saying people getting paid by being in this server or something
right,
like that. I don't know everything. I was listening to what he was saying. I'm like, what? I'm like, dang, he doing it right. But now you make me want to dig deeper into it and see what's actually going on. If other
I
rappers
can
are doing
pull
it
it up
too,
right now.
or
Right.
like, but he was pretty much making it sound like anybody who joined this server they getting paid, like you know, because I get it sounds like a metaverse almost, except for with just GTA. Yeah, but you looking into it now?
Yeah, the trenches out now. Yeah, OTF Gaming. The trenches. Yep.
Okay, so it is Little Dirt.
Yeah, out now. Episode 1. He had the first little episode. Yeah,
Yeah,
started too.
yeah, I'm gonna have
Yep,
to. I'm,
on YouTube, OTF Gaming.
I'm,
Yep, I just thought that was dope, man. It's
yeah,
just
that's
crazy. These
crazy.
rappers are stepping into the little scene or whatever. And it's dope, man. Just something different, man. Just like the last time I believe we talked about that rapper that got signed into the metaverse and all that and
Yep,
whatnot.
yep.
Yeah. It's just crazy, man. The opportunities that are out here these days for people,
FN
you know.
Mecca, something like
It's no,
that.
it's no excuse. It's no excuse.
Yeah, that's what
If
made.
you ain't if you ain't got it, if you ain't got the looks, but you got the flow, man, hey, you can create a digital rapper and maybe blow. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
blow up in the metaverse. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like or whatever. Yeah, I know a lot of people was hating on that, but I thought it was genius
I
in
thought it
my
was
head.
brilliant. Other
Yeah, I thought it
than
was other than them saying like other stuff like stealing
right,
culture,
other than
vulture,
that
and all
part,
of that. Like
yeah.
yeah, all of that.
I
But
just feel like they should have. If that was the case, they should have modeled it after a dude. He should have got a cut of it. They should have made
yeah,
it. Should have all been his rap, his sign. Should have been modeled completely after him, and he should have got a cut in percentage. And if that was the case, then okay, then it's just a model of this dude. It isn't us
mhm.
creating this shit. You know what I mean? But they created it and all that. That's what made it kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think it was. I'm like, dang, like there you go. Like, and I don't even know. But yeah, okay. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you did. But yeah, you already know we already at hour and a half in, the longest episode we've had in a while. But definitely, hopefully, it was worth it for you guys. We just wanted to cover all this news. I just want to go ahead and say thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. If you haven't already and you like the show, go ahead and subscribe to the Gamers Anonymous Podcast YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that like button, share with your friends. Uh, and like I said, we're gonna be back, as often as possible to give you the gaming news and let you guys know what we think and give you guys our thoughts on the matter. All right. So if you could go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Donnie Tress, DONNYTR, the number 3S. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow back. I'll talk about all video games, sports related, music, military life, all of that, man. I talk about everything. We have a good time on there as well, as especially when all the news drops. It's crazy on there. So definitely go ahead and follow me. Shane, let them know where they can follow you.
That's at Terp Tech. That's TURPTCH. It's also on your screen below if you can see. It's at Terp Tech on Twitter, man. Give me a follow. I follow back, man. Don't be afraid. I'm on Xbox mostly. My time is limited, but I do get on a game. My gamer tag is King Turp for those who want to play. I know I probably shouldn't have did that. I'm gonna get bombarded with friend requests, but but I greatly appreciate it, and man. And like I always say, we don't do this because we have to. We do it because we love to, and
Yes,
that's why we're
sir.
doing this, man. And that's why we're gonna keep continuing, regardless, no matter what, man. And just have faith. Continue to get better and better. and just develop and grow as young black men in this world. You know what I mean? And just keep doing our greatest, man. That's all we could do. Spreading positivity and playing games, man. That's what we love to do. So
Yes, sir. So of course, thank you guys. Um, let us know what you guys think about this in the comments. Let me know which showcase was your favorite, what that stood out the most to you guys. Let us know what you think about this back and forth with Sony and Microsoft over Call of Duty. And you know, let us know if you agree with Shane if the Logitech G Cloud is going to be a bust. All right. But of course, it's always been fun. It's been real. But of course, never stop gaming. Deuces.